In this episode, we're going to get this Japanese maple back in shape. Welcome back, everybody. So in this lovely episode, we're going to get this Japanese maple back in its original form. This was originally one of my first Japanese maple forests ever put together. I replanted or transplanted it actually 3 times. So this is actually his 3rd transplant. And then I moved. And then during that move, I neglected this guy for about 2 years. Actually, for about a year. Last year, I noticed I had some powder mildew, so I kind of let it grow out. And I got a couple of one that died out of shape. You can see how weedy it is. I haven't done anything to it. So so my goal for this is to trim everything back to a silhouette. You can tell right now I can't repot it. It's a little bit too late. It's to the point where you still could do it. Our weather's kind of weird right now. It's gonna rain again. Right now it's about 7 degrees outside. It's pushing its luck right now for a repot, but it's raining next week, and it's gonna drop back down in the 30s. So it probably could do it, but I don't have the cojones to do it at this point in time. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna trim to the silhouette, and then you notice there's some spots. I mean, I literally let this one go. Okay, there is probably, you can see right here, there's a big gap. This is where some of the trees died out. So I'll be on the lookout for some trees. I might have some in the backyard as whips to use as grafting material. So I might use that to fill in some of these holes. But overall, it's not a bad shape. It kind of grew into a natural forest. So let me go through this process really quick with you and what I'm doing, especially during a bud break. So let me turn the detail camera around and we'll get a little better. All right, the first thing we should do, let's weed as much as we can. I'm not gonna do this on camera, but just to give you an idea, I'm just gonna go in and just weed for now, just so I can see the surface at this point when I'm working with. I think this is one of my favorite pots to use, is a Yamafusa pot. So if you have any, I'm always looking for it. I must say thank you for everybody that subscribed to this channel. It has grown leaps and bounds without you guys, so thank you for watching. I'm just documenting everything I'm doing. I am gonna start going my visitations of nurseries and places again. If you know me in real life, not behind this YouTube channel and bonsai stuff, I am a middle school teacher. I do teach science, and I do robotics, and that's really taking over right now. So again, thank you for all my subscribers. If you have not hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, and again, thank you. Alrighty, done weeding. Didn't take too long. There is some mess still in there I can't get to, but majority of it is all cleaned out. You know, I can probably spend another 10 minutes doing this, but it's without a proper repot, some of these weeds won't come all the way out. Still gonna be there. So let me get a little closer and you can see what I'm going to do next. All right, so got most of the weeds done. Again, this goal is to kind of trim back down to a node or 2 and let those inner nodes kind of take off. Any long branches, any straight branches, and take out anything that's pointing up. And not the direction I want, or too thick, I'm going to cut those off. So that's really kind of the goal with that one. And this one, I don't really have an apex. Apex really died out at one point, so I might have to design a new apex. So this is a hot mess. But yeah, let me work. Oh, geez, where should we start? This branch is crossing, so I'm gonna take that straight out. Ooh, excuse me, this is what happens when you have a lot of crap in here. You can see the bud breaks already happening, so you know this one's going to elongate pretty well. I did let it grow for a good season last year. I did not cut it back last year because it was pretty weak last year. So I just kind of left it alone and just let it just kind of grow out and get stronger. I did not repot. That was a what you call it? More than branching there. Just let it to. And so you can do this to your own trees right now. If it's fairly strong, you neglect it for a couple of years, this is a great time to go back. Kind of get it back to the silhouette you want. You can tell I did that pretty quick. So I'm gonna do that for the entire tree. I don't know that you guys won't hear any commentaries, but that one's just a thick branch. What did Ed Clark say? Sometimes you have to make it look ugly before you can make it look pretty. All right, so I kind of did this front section right here. I left the bottoms kind of long here because again, the bottom branches are usually the weakest branches. So I'm gonna keep those as strong as I can get them. I'm gonna trim back the top if I didn't explain this earlier in other videos. And then I'm cutting back down to 2 nodes. So I'm pushing back everything. You can see some of the dead branches here that were the original branch structure was. So if you're attempting this for the first time and you're just doing your spring cleanup here, you can just get it down to 2 nodes and then start cleaning. Let's see, this is really nice branching. Start cleaning some of these dead branches out. And then thinning out spots where you're gonna have knuckles, like this section. I'm gonna probably whack out that entire corner here. I think that's gonna be my goal. Might have to restart a new apex here. This is really knucklish here, and that's the problem with the Japanese maples. You're not on top of it. You're gonna get these knuckling effects. So just a heads up on that one. That's a dead branch. Yeah, that's a dead branch. And oh, this is a great time to start cleaning out some of your crotches of, leaves from previous years. So that's another benefit of doing it this time of year right now. Okay. So yeah, let me pause the camera. Let me get some of this work kind of fished out, and then I'll let you guys see the results when I get closer to when I'm midway through. All right, now we're at the apex. I kind of thinned out everything that I could thin out. There are a couple spots I want to make sure you kind of see. Relatively straight. There's the apex used to go this way and it died off. And then this is probably my best leader right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut really drastically back here. I'm gonna try. There's no guarantee I'm gonna get this in one swell swoop here, but I'm gonna try to do that. So I'm gonna do that. And I don't wanna keep this back branch. That one's dead. Or mostly dead. I save that? No, it's gonna be really heavy, so I'm gonna cut. At one point, I think when I did this tree, I just topped it, and it wasn't like designed to be a forest, but I forced it to be a forest for the material. This is my what I call my learning tree, or where you learn how to put a forest composition together. So and that was several years ago. So you know, I've gotten a little more bold. Oh, by the way, for making these cuts, the nice part about Japanese maple is don't knock. Ooh, that was bad. They're splitting here. The nice part about Japanese maples are the harder you cut them, they actually heal pretty well too. I think I need a bigger tool. Let me do a smaller one. What's a roll? You can keep cutting a Japanese maple, like you can keep shaving it off, and it will heal. It's surprising how strong these things are. And that's what I did last time. Last time I did a really blunt, a blunt cut, like, you know, just flat topped it, and then it came out ugly. So this time I'm gonna whittle as much so when it calluses over, I'm not fighting this big old knot on the very top. It's a little better. I think I can get more mass off the top. I should seal that when I get a chance. That's a much better angle than it was before. Okay, I'll seal that up eventually. Yeah, whittle my new apex down a little bit. See how long these nodes are? It's a little strong on that one. See how long this branch is and straight how thick it is? It's really coarse, as they call it. I'm just gonna whittle that one back down because it's near the top. That one's a little coarse. That branch is a little strong. I'm just repeating that same process until I find a happy medium. That's pretty much, I mean, that's, you want to clear some of the, like the knotting, you know, unfortunately that's just neglect from my end for years. So just looking at the overall composition, it doesn't look too bad. Right here, let me scoot down a little bit. You can see that one. This area is really knotted, so I'm gonna actually do the same thing right here. I'm gonna take that whole side away and then hopefully pick a new apex somewhere lower here. And it's really knucklish, unfortunately. And that's really my fault as a as an artist, not keeping up with my trees. You see what I'm doing? No, they can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm a little too high. There it is. So I'm gonna take that knot right here. That's Michael right there. I'm gonna take I can't save any of these because it's just, I need to take this whole side off. So, bye-bye, branch. You did its job. Keep the tree alive. And you can see look how thick that is. Look, look how thick that is compared to the main branch. I mean, that gives an indication. It became like a sacrificial branch. So if you can't get the right tool in there, what you can do is just nip it until you can get your tool in the right spot. That's what I'm doing. When you're just redesigning something and you're not worried about the finer details anymore, and rebuilding a structure or recutting the structure. Well, if you not notice, I'm using my tool. I'm not cutting the entire branch off at one time. I'm just nipping it across, and that's a technique if you need to cut a big branch out. Why can't I say that branch? I shouldn't say that branch. This is gonna knuckle. So my problem's right here. You can see the knuckling. I don't have a good solution for it, and the solution hasn't presented itself yet. Alrighty. There's no great solution to this, but I need to cut that knob off, so I'm gonna do that anyways. Can't be saved. It's just could be saved. Let me try something drastic first. See how I like it. I'm just looking at sight lines now. Sometimes solutions don't present itself well. Sometimes trees don't look good, but you know, just gotta, how does that look? See, it bothers me with that tiny, you know, honestly, this is a bit of reverse taper. Well, what do they say? No guts, no glory. Again, I'm just doing a split cut. Let's take out that bending branch. It's not that bad. Alrighty, I can live with that. Let me clean this up off camera, and then let me do some final touch-ups, and then we'll close up today. Well, I think that's it for today. We did some really big trim back. You see how much less full it is than what it was before. A lot more air is going to get in here. A lot more light's going to get into the tree. It's not the greatest shape still. I wish strengthen the tree a little bit. I will be looking for another tree right here. It'd be kind of nice to have another small one for sure right there. I'm gonna seal these big cuts up and then put aluminum foil on it to kind of seal that up. Stretch up there too. And then it's gonna be clip and grow. This one's gonna be clip and grow. This ugly tree here is kind of cool. I might cut that off eventually. I'm just gonna, it needs movement. It's just too straight on that side. That's still the front. I think it's still pretty, still has a pretty tree. I might sell it one day, but not right now. I'm gonna keep playing with it. Yeah, I'll leave it as is. I won't repot it this year. It's a little late again, I said. And then I'll just let it grow. I'm gonna fertilize the living bejesus out of this guy and see what happens. So if you guys like the video, leave a comment below. See if you guys would have done something totally different. Just give me some ideas what I could have done differently. You know, just love hearing other people's opinions, especially when there's an ugly tree. You can't go wrong. Again, if you subscribe, you haven't subscribed, then thank you. If you watched all the way to this end here, and I hope you guys see you soon. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.